Shri Shankar Maharaj, Chapter 21. Guru of Acharya Athre. Mr. Prahalad Keshav Athre, that is Acharya Athre, was the greatest master of literature from Maharashtra and was a great devotee of Sri Shankar Maharaj. Maharaj had given divine moments to Mr. Athre in his life. Maharaj gave him various secular and spiritual experiences. Mr. Athre worshipped Maharaj wholeheartedly up to his last breath. He was a learned man and had studied the traditions and customs of the society. He also attacked sanctimonious pretensions of various hypocritical saints and sages. He gave his evident opinion to people through his various excellent literature. In his lifespan, he brought to light various scams through his newspaper. He also harassed corrupted ministers. Mr. Athre also faced various court cases, but still he did not get scared and was never sentenced to jail. As Sri Shankar Maharaj's blessing were with him, he was always saved from dangers. Mr. Athre was very lucky to get love from Maharaj, and because of Sri Sadguru Shankar Maharaj's love, his life turned into a gem. During the time the former Chief Minister of Maharashtra, late Mr. Kannamvar, had done corrupt deeds. This issue was published in a newspaper and brought before the public by Mr. Acharya Athre. Due to this, Mr. Kannamvar's wife got furious, so she filed a case in Mumbai High Court against Mr. Athre and proved him as an accused. She also made the arrangements to pass a warrant to arrest Mr. Athre. The next morning, Sri Shankar Maharaj woke Mr. Athre by kicking him on his back. Maharaj alerted him by saying, "An arrest warrant against you has been issued in the case of Mr. Kannamvar. So, wake up." Hearing this, Mr. Athre woke up from his bed, had a bath, and stood before Maharaj's photo. He sat for meditation and pleaded Sri Shankar Maharaj to save him from the crisis. And what a miracle! The news of Mr. Kannamvar's death by heart attack reached Mr. Acharya Athre. Mr. Vasantrao Naik was the next Chief Minister of Maharashtra. He gave a phone call to Mr. Athre and informed him that the case of Mr. Kannamvar has been dismissed. Hearing this, Mr. Athre's happiness knew no bounds, and he rushed to catch a train for Pune and reached Dankavadi. Mr. Acharya Athre bowed his head in front of the samadhi of Sri Shankar Maharaj and paid homage to Maharaj. Mr. Athre had a photograph of Sri Shankar Maharaj in his house, office, and car, and always carried one in his pocket. He also placed photograph of Maharaj on the stage before any of his plays were enacted. In this way, Mr. Athre always tried to be in his guru's company. As in the Mahabharata, Arjuna had got the divine company of Lord Krishna, and therefore Arjuna won the war. In the same manner, Mr. Acharya Athre had the company of Sri Shankar Maharaj, so he was not afraid of any approaching danger as he was on the right path. Jai Shankar Maharaj.